In 1993, a major change occurred in Cumberland County regarding the treatment of children who've been victims of severe physical or sexual abuse. Before 1993, this is a typical example of how things worked. A child told her teacher that she was molested by a family member. The teacher took the child to the guidance counselor or school social worker, where the child told her story again. The principal was advised of the allegation and a report was made to the Department of Social Services, who in turn contacted law enforcement. The child was interviewed by another social worker, either at school or worse, in the home where the abuse may have taken place. Or the child was taken to the law enforcement center, where she would have to tell the story to a detective in a setting that was not child-friendly and where there were people walking around with guns. In other words, children had to tell their story again and again to the school personnel, detectives, doctors, child protective service workers, psychologists, and on and on. With every retelling of their experiences, children were re-victimized by the very system that was supposed to protect them. So in 1993, a small group of concerned professionals and community leaders met to create a better, more sensitive way to deal with children who had been physically or sexually abused. The Child Advocacy Center was created as a safe, child-friendly place where children could come to be interviewed once about the trauma, a place where more than 19 agencies came together with one goal in mind: to provide help and justice for abused children and their non-offending family members. Since that time, the Child Advocacy Center has been serving the needs of thousands of children in Cumberland County who are victims of sexual abuse and severe physical abuse. Now, when a child has a terrible truth to tell, there is a place of comfort to do so. A highly trained forensic interviewer creates a safe and supportive environment where the young victim can talk about his or her trauma one-on-one. Meanwhile, other members of the multidisciplinary team may watch on video monitors from another room. In this way, the child feels more comfortable and less intimidated about telling the scary truth. The interview is also recorded, and that recording may be used in court as evidence. Sometimes specially trained and certified therapy dogs are used to help put the children and their caregivers at ease. When children come to the CAC for the first time, they are in crisis. These dogs are able to decrease the anxiety children suffer during their first visit to the center in a way that no person can. Telling the truth about abuse is difficult for these children. More often than not, they are talking about a family member or family friend who has committed the abuse. Sometimes the child has even been threatened by the abuser. The child's emotions are very fragile. The forensic interviewer uses a variety of techniques and items, including anatomically correct dolls, to allow children to talk freely about what happened to them. After the interview, as a form of comfort and support, each child can choose a soft and snuggly handmade blanket or a stuffed animal they can take with them. It is hoped that these things will remind the child of the calm and safety they felt while at the center, and the courage they exhibited by telling the truth. Many times, families are left reeling after a child discloses abuse. The Child Advocacy Center provides a victim family advocate to address these needs. The victim family advocate is in place to direct families to other services and resources that will help them through the process. In addition, the advocate also helps children and caregivers understand and prepare for what happens next during investigations, prosecutions, and treatment. After the forensic interview, The multidisciplinary team meets to review the case. Specifics are discussed and next steps are planned in detail. Because all 19 agencies are working together, cases may be handled faster, which allows victims and families to begin the healing process earlier. This proven method of handling severe physical and sexual abuse has saved this community thousands of dollars each year. It is estimated that more than $1,000 per case is saved because of the efficiency and effectiveness of the multidisciplinary process made possible through the Child Advocacy Center. Not only does the center help victims and their caregivers, the CAC is involved in the prevention of child physical and sexual abuse. Darkness to Light Stewards of Children training educates parents, grandparents, other caregivers, and professionals about the prevalence and consequences of child sexual abuse and the steps they can take to prevent, recognize, and react responsibly when abuse is suspected. The CAC also provides continuing education to professionals who work with child abuse victims to help them keep up to date on new methods and techniques. Public events are held throughout the year to keep the issue of child abuse and prevention in the spotlight. Fundraisers provide an opportunity to educate the public about the issue and raise money to help combat this social ill. You can be a part of this good work. Volunteers are always needed for a variety of projects and activities. If you have a talent and want to make a difference in the life of a child, there is a place for you at the CAC. If you are able to help financially support the work of the Child Advocacy Center, donations of all sizes are gratefully accepted. As a nonprofit, the CAC relies on the generous support of the community to provide these much-needed services. No matter how you want to support the Child Advocacy Center, you can rest assured that your gift of time or money is helping our community's most vulnerable citizens. The Child Advocacy Center has helped change the lives of thousands of young people who have passed through these doors. And although a terrible crime has been committed against them, it does not have to define their lives. If our children are our future, do we not owe it to them to support and nurture them in their darkest hour? Be part of the light. Protect children. Stop abuse. Support the Child Advocacy Center.